If I were to ask you what the hardest thing you could do at any point of your day would be, you'd probably think starting a business, going to the gym, or chasing your dreams. But the truth is, none of that compares to sitting alone in silence and facing yourself. Sitting completely still, with no distractions, meeting the person you avoided your whole life. You. Meditation is both the hardest thing you can do and the most freeing, because in stillness, there's nowhere left to hide, and nothing left to prove. You might say, that makes no sense. Why would I sit in silence when I can just find answers in a book, in a video, or something else external? And sure, those things can help, but they pale in comparison to what happens when you stop seeking and you start listening. There's something magical about stillness. Sometimes I'll sit by the lake, close my eyes, and just listen to the water, the wind in the trees, the sounds of the birds chirping. Because when you finally settle into that deep state, when thoughts quiet and you start feeling instead of thinking, that's when real answers come. And yet, strangely, that's exactly when the world tells you it's dangerous. That sitting in silence, just breathing and meeting yourself is somehow demonic. But maybe the reason it's been demonized is because if you ever learned how to be still, you'd realize how powerful you truly are. When you close your eyes, the real world doesn't disappear. You see it for the first time. Meditation turns your awareness inward. You face the parts of yourself you've avoided your whole life. Your fears, regrets, desires, illusions, mistakes, and truth. It isn't peaceful at first, and that's okay, especially if you've carried things you've never healed or confronted. That's why so many avoid the silence. We drown our wounds in distractions rather than sit with them. But to find stillness, peace, and equilibrium, you must face what has kept you from it. Meditation is the mirror that doesn't lie. Every reflection you've buried rises to be seen in you, not to punish you, but to free you. When you sit long enough, the noise softens, the storms lose their weight, and something shifts. You realize you are not the storm of thoughts, you are the sky it passes through. Meditation doesn't make you empty, it makes you whole, because in that silence, you remember who you've always been. When you sit long enough, the ego panics. It will try to pull you back to your phone, your to-do list, your stories of who you think you are. It will whisper, "This is pointless, you're wasting time." But that voice isn't you. It's a barrier between you and the truth. Every reflection you avoided, every fear you buried, appears before you, asking to be seen. But that mirror is also where you remember your light. And then something changes. The silence you once feared becomes familiar. The stillness that felt empty begins to feel alive. You start to sense it, a quiet current moving through you. Not excitement, not fear, just awareness. This is the gateway, the place beyond effort, beyond trying to control what already knows how to move. True power doesn't shout, it listens. It doesn't demand, it allows. Even the greatest teachers understood this. When Jesus went into the wilderness, he wasn't escaping the world. He was returning to the source within him. 40 days of silence, facing every doubt, every illusion, and when he emerged, he spoke with the calm clarity of someone who had heard the voice that lives in all of us. The same voice speaks in stillness. It's the pulse of creation that lives beyond every breath. Meditation is how you remember it. When you close your eyes and surrender, you don't lose power. You dissolve into it. You begin to feel the same field that moved through every enlightened soul before you. Love becomes your awareness. Presence becomes your strength. And in that awareness, you realize the power you're searching for has always been within, hidden inside the silence that has always been within you. Now that you've seen what stillness truly is, the next question becomes, how do you begin? That's where most people get lost, because you can't stop thoughts from appearing, you just stop identifying with them. You are not the thinker, your mind is. You are the one who observes the mind. So when thoughts about bills, work, or the past start to swirl, remind yourself, I am not my thoughts. I am the observer of them. That's when most people get lost, because you can't stop thoughts from appearing. You just stop identifying with them. You are not the thinker, your mind is. You are the one who observes the mind. So when thoughts about bills, work, or the past start to swirl, remind yourself, I am not my thoughts. I am the observer of them. And watch how quickly the noise fades. Not because you forced it, but because you stopped feeding it. Start with just 5 minutes. Sit, breathe, and watch. The stillness you touch won't end when you open your eyes. It will begin to follow you. Each quiet breath becomes a reminder that peace was never something to find, only something to remember. At first, the silence may feel small, but every time you return to it, it grows. When 5 minutes no longer feels like enough, stay for 10. Because around that point, something shifts. The surface thoughts fade, and you begin to feel what's always been beneath them, the depth of your own awareness. One day you'll realize the stillness was never outside the noise. It was carrying you through it all along. This is where meditation leads, back to the life you already have, seen clearly for the first time. So here's my challenge to you. Before the end of the day, give yourself at least 5 minutes. No phone, no music, no goal. Just breathe and watch. See what happens. When you stop trying to control your mind, you simply observe it. Once you can do 5 minutes, try for 10. Because 5 minutes of stillness can do what a lifetime of noise never could. And maybe then you'll understand why the hardest thing a human can do is also the most important.